So we're here at MCTCon and we're here with,
Andrew, hello.
and we're just going to get to know a little bit more about him because he is the man, the myth, and the legend behind this show. So how long have you been doing MCTCon?
This was our 10th show, so we've been doing it. This is our 4th year, actually.
And what was the driving force behind starting this show?
I used to hang out at a comic book store called The Hero's Legacy, and I was hanging out there one day and asked, what was going on with this show? Is anyone going to do a show here in town? And my friend said, oh, Greg was going to do a show over at the Army-Navy Club, but that never happened. And I said, oh, at the Army-Navy Club? Okay. So I drove down here and I rented the spot, and then I went back to the comic book store to buy a bunch of Star Wars books. And I said, hey, here's the date, write it down, we're doing it. And that was it. I just took the initiative because I wanted to.
So it was kind of just like on a whim at that point then.
Well, I've thrown a lot of huge parties and done other kinds of shows and fundraisers for years with the Greater Hartford Beard and Mustache Club in Hartford and a lot of other groups. And so I know what I'm doing. And I've been doing shows now for like 10 years, and it's a natural progression of things, you know what I mean? And here in Manchester, it's a beautiful, focused downtown area. There's all kinds of shops, and there's a lot of people, and it's very close to the highway. So you have all these great things that you could come do that are local, and we have this shop that's up the street. We have Retro Junk, the comic book store, the Grid, and this. It's perfect for a thing like this. And the town has really come around and become part of it. We have so many repeat customers. People want to be here. They want to meet the celebrities. They want to see their favorite vendors. It's just a damn good time. And they want to do a cosplay contest. We have a great cosplay contest for kids and adults. It's amazing. You got to put in a lot of effort. No kidding. It's a real job to do it. But if you do that, just like anything, you'll learn and you'll continue to be successful.
So you have a lot of passion for this show.
Oh, yeah.
And we've asked a lot of people today what their favorite part about MCTCon is, but what is your favorite part about the convention?
I've worked with a lot of people in the past couple years, past 10 years, even beforehand. I grew up with a couple of the guys that are here, and I like to be here with the vendors. My favorite thing is to make sure that this show goes off without a hitch, and that they're happy, and that the people are happy. That's one part of it. The other part of it is I get to have my heroes come here. Like right now, we have Steve Levine and Ron Rudat. Ron Rudat is one of my heroes when I was a kid. He designed all this G.I. Joe stuff, all these toys that I played with as a child, and meeting him for the first time was a huge, huge thing. And having him here is just more of that. And then everybody who comes in gets to meet him too. And you get to see the reactions of people meeting their heroes, and that's a big part of it too. For me, it's definitely a fulfilling thing.
So that being said, what's like one memory out of the last 10 shows that just keeps you going back to keep doing the show?
Every single show has its little good parts. They don't all have little bad parts, to be honest with you. I was going to say every little show has a little bad part. That's not true. Look, they all have little things that are great. At the end of the day, people are very happy. And we can continue doing that. And we bring something awesome to Manchester and the surrounding area. That keeps me going. And there's all these little kids that come here. This is a very kid-centric show, and you don't see that a lot with shows. It's always, here adults come in, you can get these super expensive signatures, you can buy all these super expensive toys. Like a family can come here and spend $10 and come in with their 3 or 4 kids. That's it. There's no other show really like that where you can come in and meet these bigger heroes and have a great time, and the kids can win stuff. With a cosplay contest, all the children win. The adults can win too, but all the kids win. And there's always tons of things for the kids to do. It's just, that's what it's about.
I love that. So what's something you're doing different this year with the show that you think is just elevating it to that next level?
I'm doing the same stuff. I'm focusing, but here's your thing. It's laser focusing on what I know works. Now that I'm on my 10th show, it's like, okay, I've tried different things with advertising. I've tried different kinds of guests. What I'm doing is bringing in the high quality guests and keeping the rest of the stuff the same. High quality all the time. If anything's low quality, it's automatically axed. I've tried a lot of different stuff with the shows. I think that if you've come to any of them besides this one, you can see that the quality is pretty even. But there's always things behind the scenes that you adjust, I'm going to stick with what works, bring in the good guys, and make sure that everybody knows this is going on, and it's a great show for the whole family.
What's one item that's walked through the doors out of all the shows that you're like, oh my gosh, I never thought I would have seen this?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. There's been so much stuff that comes through. Like the last time we did a show, this guy brought almost an entire collection of G1 Transformers, and it wasn't so much that he had the entire collection. It was that he had everything in the boxes all pristine, and he just coming in with the boxes like, look what I have. Like, all right,
Yeah.
that's cool. You know. I also had a guy come in here with a binder one day. And he had the first appearance of Thor, which is, I think, Journey into Mystery 58, which I'd never seen in the flesh before. He opened up, he goes, what do you think this is worth? And I was like, a lot of money. It's worth a lot of money. What are you doing with this? You know, he's like, well, I thought I'd try to offer it to some of these guys. Like, dude, this is one of those books. It's like, you know, Amazing Fantasy 15. You don't just say, I think I'm going to do something with it. You get it graded. You have it encased. And you take that perfect piece of history and make sure it's safe.
So with Mattel bringing back Street Sharks and Nacelles bringing back Biker Mice from Mars, what is a toy line that you grew up with playing that you would love to see it make a comeback?
That's a good question. I'm going to go weird for this one. Air Raiders. I liked Air Raiders. They're not for everybody. You know, you take your toy, you put it on this little thing and whack it, and the toy would go flying off. I think that'd be a lot of fun. All the big stuff has come back. Why not get it a little weird? Even the Sectors have come back. The Sectors have come back. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But Air Raiders, they don't get any love. Bring the Air Raiders back.
What's funny is I had not, like, I've heard of Air Raiders, but like not a lot. At this show today, I have heard almost every single vendor talk about Air Raiders.
Yeah.
And it's hysterical. So do you notice that toy trends, they really come and go in waves?
Yeah, it's the same for everything in life. You know, and with collecting, it's the same for everything. People will focus on something, it'll die away, and then you give it like 10 to 12 years and it'll come back in a big way. That's the same for everything.
So after 10 different shows, what do you think has been the biggest challenge of putting on the shows?
The biggest challenge is staying consistent, and it's just the same with every single thing in life. If you are not consistent, you will fail. That's it. And sometimes, you know, with anything, you get up in the morning and say, oh, today is not the day. I don't want to work out. I don't want to play my guitar. I don't want to write. I don't want to create anything. That doesn't work. Consistency is key no matter what. You get up, you have your small victories every single day, and this is the same thing. I know exactly what has to happen to make this a success. If I continue to do it correctly and I follow that path, then we're good to go. That's the most important.
Awesome. So then that being said, what's the goal for the show in 5 years?
I don't know. My goal right now in the next year or two would be to keep this going, make sure it's still a successful show for the downtown area and the downtown businesses, and for all the vendors here. I want consistency just as much as I want consistency in action. That's the big goal. I think I've found something in a place that's perfect for this show. If I keep that going, nobody loses. You know?
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're in the Manchester area, you got to check out MCTCon. You got to come talk with Andrew. Where and when is the next show?
The next show will be here at the Army Navy Club, 1090 Main Street in Manchester, Connecticut on July 27th. That's Sunday, July 27th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We're going to have brand new special guests. We'll have our cosplay contest back. We'll have new vendors. The whole show is curated for you and your family to have a great time and find some cool stuff.
Awesome. So we hope to see you here. Andrew, great talking with you.
Great talking with you.
Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for watching the video. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe as it does help the channel grow. And until the next hunt, peace.